This is my audience for my visual speech. And here we go. You've all watched some form of racing on TV. NASCAR, maybe you're a fan, maybe you're just flipping through the channels, but it's there every weekend, usually more than one day. You've probably heard of dirt track racing, but didn't put much thought into it. A bunch of hillbillies playing in dirt, turning left. Well, did you know that NASCAR actually came from dirt track racing? Don't be ashamed if you go, or if you watch it every weekend, or if you like the Speed Channel, or if you even love Ricky Bobby. Even Eleanor Roosevelt's quote, "America is all about speed. Hot, nasty, badass speed," was at the beginning of Talladega Nights. There are several types of racing. You have dirt track, which is where NASCAR got its start. Like I said before, the track is made of dirt and clay, which gets watered and then packed before the hot laps. NASCAR goes back to their origins once a year in the Prelude to the Dream, which is a full race of late models on dirt track. Your local tracks may have more than one class. Ours have several each weekend. There's also asphalt tracks, which I'm sure, as you guessed, are made of asphalt, like the road and the NASCAR tracks. Our local tracks are mostly dirt, and they run several classes each week. These are part of the ULMA, United Late Model Association. There's also USRA Stocks, United States Racing Association, Modifieds. There's the Street Stocks, the B-Mods, which are USRA sanctioned. Then you have the Hornets, which are 4-cylinder, previously street legal cars that the kids usually start out in. Then you have the ASCS, which are sprint cars. Each class has its own rules. They include tire size, fenders, wheelbase, the tire pressure, post-race height, pre- and post-race weight, and many more. To make sure that everyone is racing fairly, the track has tech areas where sanction rules are checked against the cars. Generally, the top 5 will be teched after the race and before the winner is announced. If a car doesn't pass the tech, the driver will be disqualified. Also, if the driver refuses a tech, he will be disqualified. A disqualification will result in 0 points for the night. More than one disqualification will result in 0 points for the year. Okay, sorry. During teching, sometimes they'll tear your motor apart, unhook your fuel lines, and then they'll make you put it back together in a different area. Other times, they do a quick measure of wheelbase and fender height and then send you on your way. They've also been known to take tire samples by cutting a piece of the tire off and sending it to a lab to be analyzed for softener. We have 2 local tracks that we race weekly and 1 for special shows. Fulton, Missouri has Callaway Raceway that runs on Friday nights. It's a smaller track at a 1/4 mile, and the tech area is a rutted, dimly lit dirt patch. There's metal bench seating that leaves your bottom desiring more. The pits are dirt and rocks, and the payouts remind a driver that you don't race for money. Wheatland, Missouri has Lucas Oil Speedway that runs Saturday nights, dubbed the Diamond in the Dirt. It's a 3/8 of a mile semi-banked oval track, complete with Jumbotron like in the pro baseball games, and Lucas Oil Company had bought the track that previously looked like the Fulton track and put a rumored $3 million into it. Renovating the pits to concrete, a covered tech barn that is concrete, a car wash, even vendors for fuel, tires, and other needed parts. They even put 3 bars and box seats, again like pro games. And when there's downtime, they have go-karts. And if that's not enough racing for you, they've also added drag boat strips, and it's been rumored that they're going to add a drag strip for cars. On Sunday nights, they have the Jesse Hockett XX Speedway at California, where we do special shows on their quarter-mile track. Okay, now the fun stuff. This is a 2006 black front-end Rocket chassis, built by Russell Racing. What that means is these parts are bought from Rocket out of Shinston, West Virginia, and they are put together by 3 generations of racers. The body is made from aluminum sheets that are cut and bolted together, and then there's gauges in there that tell you anything from oil temperature, pressure, water temperature, and fuel pressure. There's no keys to start this, so it's not like a real car. There's just a switch. Alright, now the motor is done by Creason Motors near St. Louis, and it cost right about the price of a new car. Now if you know nothing about putting race cars together, you can have Rocket build you one. It's a complete rolling chassis where all you do is drop a motor in and you go. They can also build you a bare chassis if you want to do it yourself. The prices are comparable to the GRT, which is the one back there, and at around $8,000 you get the chassis and the body, or for $30,000 you can get the complete rolling chassis. The inside of the driver's seat is where the gauges are, and then we also have a digital tachometer that will show RPMs. And Blaine, you want to start the car? Okay. Blaine is wearing a helmet that is part of the gear that the driver wears to ensure that he's safe, and the helmet is Snell SA 2010. Little malfunction. You did good. Alright. So, alongside the helmet, you'll also wear a fire suit, which is a minimum of an SFI 1 or SFI 5, which means it takes 5 seconds before the suit is engulfed in flames before it burns. And then of course you have your gloves, your shoes, and you'll have a neck restraint, which will help with whiplash in case of a wreck. There's also the Hans device. And they have several other safety features that they didn't have years ago. Alright, now probably the biggest thing are the tearaways. And instead of like NASCAR, where the windshield just pans to a new clean windshield, you'll rip these off the helmet. There's none on that one right now. But that way when the mud flies up on it, you just rip it off, clear vision. Alright, now if this has intrigued you to learn more about racing or to go to your local track, I've done my job. Racing isn't a hobby, it's a way of life. It's a family. We cheer each other on, we share our tools, our knowledge, and our parts, even if we know we're not going to get them back. Unless you hit the pros, there's not really any money to be made. So the more work you do for yourself, the less you have to pay someone else. So hard work really does pay off in racing. Thank you.
There you go, bud.